Wayne Madsen and Tom Poynton were unable to post a world record for their 9th wicket partnership, but their Derbyshire side still had chances of winning their LV County Championship match in Northampton until Rob Newton struck his 2nd century of the match. All eyes were on Madsen and Poynton at the start as they began with their partnership standing at a remarkable 259. They needed just 25 more for the world record, but after adding only 2 more, Poynton was bowled by Jack Brooks for 106. It was an innings and a partnership that he will never forget, nor would the Northamptonshire bowlers, who would have now been hopeful of wrapping this innings up at last. But now it was the number 11, Tim Groenewald, who frustrated them by blasting 6 fours and this 6 in the next half an hour. Just 24 hours earlier, Derbyshire had been struggling to avoid the follow-on, but by the time that Groenewald drove Lee Daggett out to Alex Wakely to go for 42, they'd made 569 for a first innings lead of 169. Madsen left to a standing ovation for his exceptional 231 not out, which had been made in 8.5 hours. The whole Northants team now had to last a lot less than that to save this match. Indeed, they had 85 overs left in the day, and Kyle Kurtzer and Niall O'Brien saw out the first 9 of them. But before lunch, it appeared that Derbyshire were going to win this incredible game. With a total on 25, Kurtzer edged Groenewald behind. Next over, Wakely clipped Tony Palladino to Usman Khawaja, who took a fine one-handed catch. O'Brien was then spun out by David Wainwright, who got an LBW decision. And Andrew Hall followed 10 balls later when he nicked Palladino to the keeper, Poynton. Wow, Northants were now on 37 for 4, and a pumped-up Derbyshire were closing in on a remarkable victory, one which may have even matched their success in Bristol a couple of summers ago. Newton and David Sales had a big job on their hands in the afternoon. 50 minutes into it, and the big moment as Wes Durston spilled a tough chance at slip to give Sales a life. Had it been taken, who knows what Derbyshire might have achieved. They certainly had Northamptonshire nervous. Newton had come up the order to number 4 on the back of his own brilliant 100 in the first innings, and he now added another 50 to that. He is in tremendous form at the moment, but none better than this. His was the wicket that Derbyshire now desperately needed. Yet they were unable to get it as the 22-year-old's partnership with Sales developed throughout the middle session. Sales was celebrating a new 1-year deal with the county he's represented since 1996. He may be in the twilight of his career, but in Newton, the county clearly have a youngster with bags of talent. The partnership for these two moved into 3 figures, and the deficit of the first innings was soon knocked off. Newton had made 115 in the first innings, and he now pulled Khawaja to the fence for his 13th boundary to bring him to 3 figures again, this one coming off 130 deliveries. He was the 11th Northants player to hit 2 tons in the same game, and the first since Chris Rogers at Taunton back in 2006. Amazingly, Sales needed 21 more deliveries to reach his 50 than Newton did for his ton. Only 4 fours have been struck by Sales in his very hard-working 151 ball innings, one he was pretty happy about. Rightly so, as it was enough to secure the draw. With Newton then going to the best score of his career of 119, the captains decided that enough was enough. It was a game many will remember for a long time. The partnership between Newton and Sales was worth 175 as Northants ended on 212 for 4, 43 runs ahead at the start of the last hour. Both sides took 9 points, which was enough for Derbyshire to increase their lead at the top to 17 points. As importantly, they are now 30 points clear of 3rd place. For Northamptonshire, the draw spells another summer in Division 2.